All right, welcome back to the Big. I'm still in conversation with Dr. Theophilus Alaye, and we were already speaking about the oil spillage and the problems right now when it comes to the degradation within the Ijaw nation. Dr. Theophilus, let's get right into the heart of that matter because it's a very crucial one at this time.
Thank you. As I was saying, you know, the Niger Delta that we all are conversant with, the oil and gas facilities that are domiciled here in the Niger Delta, over 80% of those facilities are domiciled in the Ijaw territory. And from 1956, when oil was discovered till date, several of our environment has been contaminated, polluted with these hydrocarbon activities. I can still recall when the Ogoni people started that their environment must be remediated before oil and gas activities are going to be carried out. And from 1995 to date, there has never been any oil and gas activity in Ogoni land. Why the Ijaw people? We have been playing the role of big brothers. We understand the importance of the oil and gas resources to the national development and building of nation. The Ijaw ethnic nationality told the federal government, no, continue to explore and exploit, but take our environment into cognizance. Take it serious. By international best practice, any IOC or any company that operates within the Niger Delta, if you pollute our environment, it is expected of you to clean it up. But here, Rivers is the case. They have turned our environment to pollution heaven where any person will come, pollute the environment and went scot-free. The Ogoni land has set a template that, look, you must clean up our environment before we will allow oil and gas exploration to carry on. But the Ijaw ethnic nationality at this particular point in time has been engaging the federal government. And as we speak, the entire Ijaw territory that has been hosting this oil and gas industry is completely polluted. Investigation have shown both scientific and observation. And we have been appealing to the federal government to see how our environmental integrity can be restored. But till date, they have been managing this with kid gloves. And IYC as a pressure group, as a movement, we are still consulting with our elders because, you know, these states, you know, we have both the state governor, we also have the federal, the local government, we have the assembly members. We also have the freedom fighter and the critical stakeholders. When we want to swing into action by saying that, yes, enough is enough and we wouldn't want anything to be done until our environmental integrity is restored, believe you me, oil and gas activities are going to be shut down completely here in the Niger Delta, particularly the Ijaw territory. We don't want to swing into that now without due consultation, and that is what we are doing. Because when that is done, the state government to a larger extent is going to be affected, the local government to a larger extent is going to be affected. But we want to make a summary of the impact that it will have should we take the part of the financial benefits and allow our environment to be degraded and be deteriorated completely. If we weigh the options and we believe that restoring the environmental integrity is the right way to go, then believe you me, in the next couple of months, we are definitely going to swing into action. Because with what is happening, the NNPC has decided not to treat the Ijaw territory with all form of sincerity. They have never taken us serious because they believe that our state governors and our representatives are more concerned in the economic benefit that are coming from the oil and gas industry rather than restoring environmental integrity. And we are going to hold the IOCs responsible until before they will hand over this, what do they call it? The divestment that they are doing, our environment are going to be restored properly before we will allow them to do that. But what is paramount is that our environment is going what we call modification. We cannot really tell if at all the natural organisms, plants that were used to be in the Niger Delta, that's one of the biggest wetlands in the world is still having those organisms and plants intact. So we have a lot to go. Why we don't want to join issues with other persons that have already taken their own step? Our own approach is going to be completely different. But the issue on board is that our environment needs complete remediation, and that needs to be done as soon as possible avoid actions that are going to be detrimental to the Nigerian government and both the state governments.
Okay, it's very sad what we're hearing right now. But beyond environmental concerns, because we're running for time, there are issues of governance right there in Rivers State. You know, there's a young group that's come to say, hey, that's appropriation bill of 2025 that Simfu Bara, the governor, must surrender it and go back and give it back to the Amawule-led faction of the assembly and all that. The question is, and which is what the call for today is, if you can in 2-3 minutes, are the youths within the Niger Delta, especially now within the Rivers region, are they really suing for change? Are they really pushing for change? Or are they being used as pawns and tools for political machinations? What is happening within the region and the youth? Because it's concerning.
You know, youth in every given society are the bedrock of any nation. And the Niger Delta cannot be an exception. In as much as there are good youths, there are definitely going to be some bad eggs that wouldn't want the good and the well-being of that society. You know, this is the issue of Amawele-led acts of assembly. These are issues that has already been, in fact, in as much as with what Supreme Court has made over time with preceding judgments, it is clear and obvious that those persons are no longer assembly members. So, for some group of youth or some group of persons that are not really enlightened to say that a serving governor should go and present a budget to a non-existing assembly member, you know, the character of those youths are questionable. But as I've said earlier, in every society, there are a few bad eggs. That does not mean that every eggs in that society are bad. So some persons are ignorant of the law. They don't know how these things are being done. So we won't join issues with them. But what we know is that the governor of Rivers State has done the right thing by presenting the 2025 appropriation bill to the legitimate House of Assembly. And I believe it has already been passed, and he has been given the mandate to manage the common wealth, the resources of Rivers people for the good and the betterment of Rivers people and Nigeria in general.
All right, Dr. Alaye, thank you very much. We must thank you for your time and insights. The Niger Delta remains a paradox, you know, rich in resources, but what is clear today is that the youths must play a very conscious effort in bringing about change. Thank you very much for coming on the program.
Thank you very much.
All right, that's our program for today. But before we go, we're going to be leaving you with our top 5 videos of the week. I'm Soonest Nathaniel, and until next time, remember to stay curious, stay informed, stay engaged, and keep beaming the lights where it matters most. May Nigeria continue to rise and flourish. See you soon. In 5th place, we see the Anambra State government demolishing a hotel which was housing 30 graves and a shrine. 4th on our list is a conversation around the fate of Mudashiru Obasa in the Lagos State Assembly, as well as Tinubu's foreign policy. In 3rd place, we see a lawmaker reacting to the IGP tenure controversy and the trending APC bribery allegation.
Therefore, let us make a provision that it may please the president to consider appointing Inspector General for a period of 4 years to ensure stability.
In In second place are reports on Network Africa regarding the DRC troops allegedly surrendering to M23 rebels. Coming first on our countdown is a video in which alleged murderer Timileyin Ajayi pleads not guilty to Salome Adaidu's murder.
It's not my place to prove the case. It's my place to defend him. The essence of the work of the Defense Counsel is to ensure that the prosecution does their own work legally well, which is to prove the case beyond reasonable doubt.
That's it on our countdown today. Join us next week for more.